What is up YouTube, Crafting Cars here, happy Tuesday. Now for today's video, we're going to be installing our brand new top mount T3 turbo manifold made by PLM, freshly powder coated from our buddy Charlie Moore. This turned out awesome, so can't wait to put this in the car. Now obviously, once we put this in the car, it's going to relocate the position of our turbo, which gives us an opportunity to upgrade our intercooler piping, and along the way I'd like to upgrade our intercooler and radiator as well. So we're going to be coming up with some new plans, basically how we can get everything mounted up and get some parts ordered up and everything, because in this next couple weeks we're going to be completely transforming the engine bay in the Civic, trying to take it to the next level. So yeah, speaking of next level, here is a side-by-side comparison of our old bottom mount turbo manifold and our brand new top mount turbo manifold. I am very excited to see how this looks in the car. So as always, when you swap out your manifold, it's always a good idea to change out the gasket. So luckily PLM sends you with a brand new manifold gasket. Now let's see if we can feed this in through the top. Be very careful. Oh yeah. I decided to go with a black ceramic coating just because it kind of matches my aesthetic with the rest of the engine bay here. Just trying to keep everything kind of, white, red, black. Don't want to get too crazy, so man, that looks nice. Holy crap. Go ahead and throw the rest of the hardware on there. Now it's looking like compared to my bottom mount manifold, this hardware is a little bit easier to get at, so that'll be nice. Look at that, I can fit my impact gun in here as well. That is nice. I'm gonna have to upgrade my hardware now because my manifold is making my nuts look bad. Anyways, PLM also sends you with a gasket, studs, and nuts for mounting up your turbo. So here's where we can go ahead and try to place our turbo. You'll notice right away, we're gonna need to make some adjustments. So the outlet of the compressor is going to be going straight into the engine block right now, and our drain flange is pointed straight up. So since this was mounted on a bottom mount manifold, everything basically now has to be flipped 180. So we will loosen up these hex bolts, get this core section flipped 180, and get this compressor rotated around as well, and go again and go for another test fit. Alright, so now we got everything loosened up, we can now move the center section as well as the compressor housing. So let's give this another shot. Oh, much better. By the looks of the speed line, I thought we were possibly going to hit the hood, but double check. We got a good like 2-3 inches of clearance, so that's a relief. So I think I've made up my mind on how I want to clock my turbo. Obviously, I like to have my feed line going straight down through the center section and the return flange coming straight down out the bottom. Now let's see if our carbon fiber cooling plate's going to fit. Goes about right there. Oh yeah, that should fit no problem. Now I usually like to run a turbo blanket on my setups as well, and it looks like I should have plenty of room to get this turbo blanket installed around the hot side, so that's good. Now walking around to the front of the car, this is where I kind of want to start making some changes and some upgrades. So you can see the compressor outlet is about 2 to 3 inches to the right of the port on my intercooler. So simple enough, just move the intercooler 3 inches to the right, right? Wrong. So if I were to do that, this port right here would be going right through my radiator, and I would have to get kind of freaky with my charge piping. I thought possibly I could take this, take the intercooler, flip it upside down, get those ports lined up, and then run my charge pipe under my radiator, and maybe try to remove this lower radiator support. You can see I already kind of went crazy and started drilling out the spot welds there. I'll be taking this off later, but I didn't want to have my charge piping too low to the ground or extended any bit, so luckily I do think I have a solution. Now PLM, who is now partnered with me, does have a really nice upgraded radiator and intercooler that are pretty similar to my setup, only they have 24-inch wide cores for the intercooler as well as the radiator. So they play very nicely together with the intercooler ports going kind of around the radiator, and everything should be able to flow really nicely with my current top mount setup. So yeah, I'd like to stick with what I got, but you know, for tracking the car in the midsummer heat, I'm gonna wanna upgrade my radiator anyway to something a little bit more full size with dual fans. So yeah, what you can expect in this next couple weeks here is some crazy fabrication. So I'm expecting to get my PLM intercooler and radiator in the mail pretty soon here, probably this week. And it's gonna have 3-inch ports on the intercooler. So I'll be having 3-inch charge piping from my intercooler all the way to my throttle body. And then I'll have to get crazy, adapting the 3-inch port on the intercooler to the 2-inch outlet on the compressor housing. And then, yeah, on top of that, I've got some fabrication to do, making sure I got my drain line ran correctly. So the flanges right here, I should have to snake it around probably with the 45, get it down to my drain port on the oil pan. Feed line, I should be able to leave that. That's looking good. Oh, and I should probably also mention, anytime you change your manifold, intercooler, charge piping, or anything like that, highly recommend you go back to the dyno and get a retune just to make sure that your ignition timing and air fuel ratio aren't going to cause any problems throughout your power band. So yeah, I got my dyno dates scheduled for April 14th. So we got to get all this done by April 14th. I think we can do it. So yeah, we do have our work cut out for us, but I'm really excited to see what the final product's gonna end up looking like. It's gonna be really nice when we have a 3-inch downpipe coming around here, nice 3-inch intercooler piping. We're gonna have to weld on a proper HKS blow-off valve flange instead of this little adapter and JB weld action I got going on here. This time around, I'd like to take my wastegate. I've got an external wastegate, but I'd like to reroute it back into the exhaust just to get it a little bit quieter, because right now anything above 5,000 RPMs, it sounds like my engine's gonna explode. So gonna wanna change that as well. So yeah, a lot of content coming at you these next couple weeks here. So there you have it. We got our new manifold installed and it's looking nice. So shout out to PLM for the awesome manifold. Shout out to Charlie again for the ceramic coating. And yeah, now you guys know my build plans as well. So this is gonna be a very busy month coming up for me. So yeah, now would be a really good time. Hit that subscribe button or that notification if you haven't yet. Leave a comment down below if you have any suggestions or anything like that, or if you have any questions. Yeah, so this coming Tuesday, we're gonna be working on the RX-7 again. We got some work to do in the engine bay on that car as well. We've begun the grinding and welding and priming process, so you're not gonna wanna miss that. And then the following Tuesday, we're gonna be back, get you guys all caught up on the Civic. So yeah, I will see you then. Bye-bye.